And hello, and welcome to A for Arsenal. How are you? First stream of 2023, and it's nice to see you guys here. Got a new background, we got a new day, new transfer rumor, and I hope all of you had a very nice, happy, safe, happy New Year. सब बढ़िया हुआ होगा आपके लिए, एंड आई होप आपका जो नया साल है इट स्टार्ट्स ऑफ वेल। भाई आर्सेनल के लिए तो नया साल बहुत ही बढ़िया स्टार्ट हुआ। ऑफ कोर्स 31st को हमने ब्राइटन को 4-2 हराया, एंड इवन तो उस पर रिव्यू वीडियो नहीं बनी थी, यू सॉ माई रिएक्शंस एंड यू सॉ हाउ आई वाज ड्यूरिंग दैट गेम। सो हेलो टू ऑल ऑफ यू। एंड ऑफ कोर्स उसके बाद आई मीन उस गेम से पहले सिटी हैड ड्रॉप पॉइंट्स, उस गेम से पहले Newcastle had dropped points. So it was all in all a good end to 2022. Yesterday, bhai, Spurs dropped points, Chelsea dropped points. So, I mean, what else can you expect? What else can you expect a better year to start, right? Hi, Aditya. How are you, man? Nice to see you. आप काम पे नहीं हो क्या आज? I thought you'd be at work and everything, but nice to see you here, Aditya. Ayan, hey, Ayan, how are you? Fiorentino Perez. Papa Flo is here, bhai. Hello, how are you? And Renitsu, hi. Eben, hi. How are you, Eben? Nice to see you again. Hey, Daksh. Glad we won that tough game away at Brighton. Of course, dude. The pressure. Hey, Asan. How are you? The pressure was on us to deliver. The pressure was on us to perform after City and Newcastle both had drop points. And it's nice to see the second time of asking. First time जब City lost to Brentford, um, तब हमने advantage लिया. And of course, there was a time when we had to beat Liverpool. So that's good, man. Every time we've been called on to deliver, जब भी इतना pressure होता है, we've done well. Um, not even feeling anything with Chelsea and Spurs dropping points. We are so above them. Yes, I read a very beautiful article which says that it could be a happy new year for Arsenal if Spurs drop points at Villa. Not because it's going to change anything for Arsenal, just because it's going to be funny, and it was hilarious seeing Tottenham इतना गंदा खेलते हुए भाई. Let's be honest, they weren't good. And Aston Villa again under Unai Emery, 3 wins in 4 games, I think, or something like that. That's his stat. So good evening to Aston Villa. Hey Suraj, how are you, man? So done with 2023. Can't wait for 2024. ये मैंने मानस की भी ट्वीट पढ़ी थी. Hey Daksh bhai, we don't need to stop Newcastle. Newcastle need to stop us. Hey man, you never know, dude. History, I think history always plays a role, and there might be a little revenge on some players' mind. After last season, जब न्यूकासल ने हमारे टॉप 4 की होप्स डैश कर दी थी. um, hey bhai Ehsan, of course man, as always, love from Bangladesh and love from India to you as well, my friend. um, Spurs doing Spursies things. It's happened again. It's happening again. Yes. People are saying Mudrik is in London. I think that's an exaggeration. See, Mudrik, the Ukrainian league, of course, can't happen in Ukraine. So I think the Ukrainian league games happen in Poland, and I think he's in Poland. Because some people are saying जब उसने story post करी थी, the time zones were sort of matching with Polish time zones. So maybe he's there. I won't get my hopes up. Spurs have made a serial winner like Conte depressed. भाई Spurs के साथ रहते Conte will need another hair transplant. Bro, we need new CB. I don't think so, Ehsan yaar. I think we're pretty solid on CBs. Yes, a little. Some of them are a little rusty, but I think 5 CBs hona is decent enough, man. See, like I said, we have Gabriel, we have Saliba, we have Ben White, we have Rob Holding, and if need be, we also have Tomiyasu who can play centre back. So that's 5 centre backs. I don't think a club needs more than 5 centre backs, especially if you're playing 4 at the back. If you're like Spurs who are playing 5 at the back with 3 centre backs, then I can understand. They need a lot of centre backs. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good morning from here. Good morning from Ireland. Your thoughts on Gakpo? I think Gakpo is a good player, but let's see, dude. Sometimes it's not easy to make the transition from another league to the Premier League. I always said कि Steven Bergwijn, when he came to Spurs, Steven Bergwijn came with a better reputation, a better goal scoring record, better finishing and better dribbling than Cody Gakpo. And he did not work out at Spurs. Now, whether that's a problem of Spurs or It's just that some people don't make the transition easy. It's left to see. But yeah, my stocks are very high. I am very bullish on Cody Gakpo. New CB in summer, not now. चलो यार वो सब तो देख लेते हैं. But the talk of the matter is a player named Jao Felix. आई डोंट नो आप लोगों में से कितने न्यूज़ देखी है, बट देख ही ली होगी. डेविड ऑनस्टीन का ट्वीट आया था. um, the Arsenal and Manchester United are interested in Joao Felix. We'll talk about Joao Felix, then we'll talk about the Newcastle game, right? 15 million plus 6 million is what is being reported. अभी देखते हैं अभी. ये बाकी सारे आदित्य, एहसान, रेनिसु will talk about. हाँ, we'll do a Newcastle preview, but first we'll talk about this transfer and we'll get it all out of the way. So 15 million plus 6 million is the total package is around 21 million for Jao Felix. I'm going to create a poll, even though आप सिर्फ 15 लोग हैं यहाँ पे. I'm going to create a poll and we're going to see कि भाई should we pay 21 million for Jao Felix? I think it is not a straightforward thing. But I want to see what you guys think. Get your comments in. The poll is live. Hey Shreyansh, how are you, man? Hey Saransh, Daksh bhai, De Jong का क्या चाहता है? Sorry, United question. यार, देखो, De Jong was Ten Hag's first choice. Let's be honest, right? उसकी जगह आपने कैसिमीरो को लिया. And now, of course, Ten Hag की अगर priority, I won't be surprised if you go in for De Jong, but I don't think anything has changed personally. There are a lot of things that are, Frankie de Jong wants his money from Barcelona. Frankie de Jong loves Barcelona. And can you spend? अभी अगर यूनाइटेड की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जनवरी में क्या है? पैसे नहीं हैं. Do you really want to go for a player जिसका पहले मन नहीं था यूनाइटेड आने का? And you're going to pay him a lot of transfer fees and a lot of salary. And what that does for your future signings, पता नहीं. I mean, देखो, Frankie de Jong is a great player. But do you also again want to be cash strapped? Now, if you get a new ownership जिसमें Emirates group या Saudi group या कुछ भी है, when you have almost unlimited money, then yes, you can go for a Frankie de Jong. Then money is not an issue. But right now, as you see, United have a money issue. I don't think Frankie de Jong के लिए जाना चाहिए. But let's see, man. Stranger things have happened. 21 million for a loan player. Yes, it's a loan, guys. They're not selling it full time, or no option or obligation to buy has also been reported. So just for now, let's assume it's just a straight loan where the loan fees is 15 million and 6 million for the salary. And ये loan chalega pretty much 5 months के लिए, right? Less than 6 months actually. So it's around 5 months. Can we take Rabiot? It's not, nothing's been said. I wouldn't mind a Rabiot. 11 million का वो ही पड़ जाएगा. 21 million for a 3-4 month for a player like Felix is not worth it. It's better to loan Felix if club wants him. Buying him permanently and he ends up not performing will be a waste. Having Felix is risky for the group. Huge difference between wages. Mudryk is the guy to be brought if left wing or second striker is required. It's decent enough in the current transfer market into consideration. मुझे 21 million पे लोन में नहीं चाहिए. Too much. And yes, it's a loan. Renis was laughing about 21 million for 4.5 months. Better spend that on a CM. It's madness, says Pratyaksh. Yeah, 15 plus 6. That is it. So, yes, Avishk says that Felix is a very good player. He says, I don't want ding dong at United. We need players who genuinely want to play. That is true. That's how you should go for. Bhai, do you think even Tony is an option? Not in the summer, not in the winter transfer window for sure, bhai. Brentford wouldn't want to keep him, and it'll take a lot of money for us to get him out of Brentford. Atletico trying to cover their losses. I think they're just breaking even. This is exactly what they spent on Joao Felix on a 6-month period. I sort of did the math. 120 million का था. कितने ट्रांसफर फीस कितनी थी उसकी रिपोर्ट? आई थिंक अराउंड 120 मिलियन थी एंड 7 years का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट था. अगर आप उसको amortize कर लो तो this is what it usually comes out to in a 6-month period. It's around 15 million on the transfer fees plus whatever salary they pay him. नहीं चाहिए भाई. I'm guessing you're talking about Felix. If not, then it's De Jong. We are not gonna go for him for 21 million anyways. ये सारा सारांश will talk about Bellingham and Enzo later. Right now, we're going to talk about Felix. We have many attackers would want a midfielder or Felix to be fair, but if we can get Mudrik, CM, and Felix, yes, that is the ideal situation. We need backups in CM. That is true, Ehsan. That's what I agree with. 21 mil for Felix is a steal, no brainer. Get him, says Visionary. A very against the grain, against the wind sort of statement. Um, should go all in for him. If he fits well in the system, we can buy him with Champions League money, even if we sell him after a few years. Says Lakshay. Again, a very different statement from what the common is. So, oh, it's actually closer than I actually thought, yeah. 57% of you say that it's a little too much. Oh, sorry. 57 of you say we should pay that money. I hope आप लोगों ने सही सोच के करा है. 57 of you want us to pay 21 million, and 43% of you think it's a little too much. Okay, so here is my position on this entire thing. You should pay this money for two. Okay, ideally you should pay this money if अगर एक option or obligation to buy होता है, दोनों में से कुछ एक, I would prefer option to buy. And this money that we are paying as loan fee and salary is deducted from whatever 100 million they were seeking. So if we pay him 21 million abhi, let's say for a 5-month loan, I hope we can get him for 70 million or 75 million. Yeah, it's not that much to be honest. मेरे को भी वही लग रहा है guys. देखो, initially मैंने देखा था, मैंने बोला भाई 21 million फिर भी 4.5 महीनों के लिए, it's a little too much. We are paying him effectively 550k per game. In that is considering we go deep in the FA Cup and the Europa League. अगर हम उन दोनों टूर्नामेंट से जल्दी नॉकआउट हो जाते तो फिर per game we're paying him actually a lot more, over 650. Now I would genuinely not have a problem with Arsenal waiting till a little bit later trying to negotiate a price down. But जो मेरी problem आती है is the fact that we're competing against Manchester United. And I think Manchester United, when they get desperate, they sign anybody. Okay. So अगर आप लोगों को याद है, when Manchester United were in for Bruno Fernandes का cost था 60 million. ये कोट हुआ था उनको at the beginning of the January transfer window. Manchester United said, we are not paying that. खत्म. 2 हफ्ते निकल गए, 3 हफ्ते निकल गए. United got a little desperate because results उतने अच्छे नहीं आ रहे थे. Then they still paid 60 million. So there are two things to learn from here. One, when situations get really tough for United, they pay whatever money it is, even if it's 60 million for Bruno Fernandes in a January transfer window, or in this case, it will be 21 million for Joao Felix in the January transfer window. Second thing, what United did is what we cannot afford to do. If the club decides that 21 million is too much, we need to walk away from this deal permanently. It serves nobody. हम अभी या तो पैसे नहीं दें और फिर 2-3 हफ्ते बाद पैसे दें. कुछ गेम्स निकल जाएंगी, वी कुड ड्रॉप पॉइंट्स वेरी इजीली, समबडी कुड गेट इंजर्ड एंड जाओ फिलिक्स की इंटीग्रेशन में और टाइम लगेगा. सिंपल एज दैट. मुझे बस ये लगता है, अगर हमने डिसाइड किया कि हम नहीं खरीदेंगे जाओ फिलिक्स को, यू वॉक अवे. यू टेल एटलेटिको, ओके वी आर ऑफ द टेबल, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर टाइम, वी आर नॉट कमिंग बैक. एंड देन यू लेट यूनाइटेड बी इन दैट रेस. ठीक है. आई नो उसका मतलब हो जाएगा दैट यूनाइटेड माइट गेट हिम फॉर चीपर नाउ दैट इट्स जस्ट अ वन हॉर्स रेस. बट नहीं, वी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड टू वेट फॉर 2 to 3 weeks and then not get and then eventually get Joao Felix for the same amount of money. The second reason I think we should pay this money is we say कि it's expensive, but आप उसको घटा के कितना कर लोगे, राइट? आपने उसको घटा दिया, आपने मान लो 15 मिलियन की लोन फी को आपने कितना, देखो आप 15 मिलियन को जीरो तो नहीं कर सकते, You can reduce it to 10, maybe 8 at best. बट एटलेटिको विल नॉट गो बियॉन्ड 12. मैं तो आपको बता रहा हूँ ऑनेस्टली, जितनी ग्रीडी क्लब है जिसने मैथ्यूस क्यूनिया को वुल्स को 50 मिलियन की ऑब्लिगेशन पे बेचा है, यू थिंक जाओ फिलिक्स को वो 15 से 8 मिलियन करने देंगे? सो इट्स नॉट दैट यूर सेविंग अ लॉट ऑफ मनी एनी वे, आई थिंक. एंड देखो यार, जाओ फिलिक्स काफ़ी बढ़िया स्ट्राइकर है. ही कैन प्ले अक्रॉस द फ्रंट थ्री, नंबर 10 भी खेल लेगा वो. ठीक है, ही इज़ अ वेरी गुड प्लेयर, ही इज़ अ वेरी यंग प्लेयर, प्रोफाइल बिल्कुल सही है. बट यार आई जस्ट थिंक वी नीड टू एक्ट क्विकर ऑन दिस. एंड हम ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं बचा पाएंगे नेगोशिएट करके भी. एक और चीज़ मैं आप लोगों को दिखाता हूँ, ठीक है? um, एक सेकंड, लेट मी शेयर द स्क्रीन फॉर अ सेकंड. स्लाइड्स नहीं, शेयर स्क्रीन. ये एक एथलेटिक आर्टिकल है वेयर आई वाज चेकिंग कि व्हाट इज द प्राइज मनी फॉर ईच टीम, राइट? सो गाइस, लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, वी आर ट्राइंग टू विन द टाइटल हियर. लिटिल इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू चेंज फ्रॉम लास्ट टर्म. ये इसी 2022 का ये आर्टिकल है, सो इस सीजन के लिए अप्लाई करता है. फ्रॉम लास्ट टर्म of the broadcast cycle, meaning eventual title winners will make in the region of 40 million of merit and payments, and the bottom team will pick just over 2 million. And article का title है there is around 2.2 million का difference between each place. ठीक है? It essentially means, guys, if we win the title and we get Jao Felix will pay for himself. सिंपल सी बात है. मैं कहता हूँ हम सेकंड भी आ जाएं, हम एटलीस्ट 36 to 38 मिलियन तो नेट करेंगे ही करेंगे. Again, that will pay for itself. If you make the semi-finals or the finals of the FA Cup, or you win the FA Cup, extra money from that. That will help for the loan fees. If you win the Europa, or if you go very deep into the Europa, that will also get you some money. So I think Jao Felix is an investment that will pay for himself. Simple as. Simple as. There is no need to think that this is not something we can afford. फ्री में ले लो जाओ फिलिक्स को, अरे यार, आई होप सो. बट गाइज, this is I personally think it is a deal. We should try to negotiate some favorable terms, but we should not take too much time with this. We should try and negotiate an option to buy. That will be the best, because we don't want कि हम उसको इतने पैसे देके खिलाएं. He bangs in the Premier League. There is no option or obligation, and then Atletico sells it to somebody else. Like Chelsea अपने 140 मिलियन लेके आ जाएगी वापस next summer window में. So we should have an option or a first refusal clause अगर option नहीं है, or a obligation to buy. Obligation I think will be a little risky, but yeah, I think this is an investment that we should make. This is a risk we should take, because guys, अगर हम टॉप 4 के लिए लड़ रहे होते and this was what was quoted to us, I would say नहीं, it's too much. We can punch a little above our weight and still manage top 4, but we're talking about the fucking title, guys. Title against none other than Man City. ये मैन सिटी सेंचुरियंस रह चुकी है, आप समझ रहे हैं? अभी हमारे कितनी गेम्स हुई हैं? अभी 16 गेम्स हुई हैं और हम 43 पॉइंट्स पे हैं. अज्यूमिंग वी विन द रेस्ट ऑफ द 22 गेम्स, उसके बाद 22 गेम्स मतलब 66 पॉइंट्स, तब हम 109 पॉइंट पे आएंगे. सिटी ने 100 पॉइंट क्लियर कर लिए थे. ठीक है, तो आप सोच सकते हो अगर ये सिटी सेंचुरियन टाइप रन पे चली गई तो क्या सीन होगा. सो वी नीड टू ट्राई एंड गेट द बेस्ट. एंड गाइस, अब एम्बिशन की बारी है. लेट्स ऑल एग्री दिस इज द बेस्ट सीजन फॉर अस टू विन द लीग. मैं नहीं कह रहा हम जीतेंगे, बट दिस इज आवर बेस्ट चांस. न्यूकासल विल स्ट्रेंथन फॉर श्योर. चेल्सी आप देख ही रहे हो कितना स्ट्रेंथन कर रही है. अगर लिवरपूल एंड यूनाइटेड के ओनरशिप चेंजेस गो थ्रू, दे विल हैव अ लॉट ऑफ मनी टू स्पेंड. दिस इज द सीजन फॉर अस टू विन द लीग. एंड if you don't invest now and if you don't take a risk now, this is us literally throwing it away. Guys, I love Eddie, I love our players, all young. हमने लास्ट गेम खेला था बॉक्सिंग डे या सेंट स्टीफन्स डे 26 दिसंबर को. ठीक है, हमारा उसके बाद गेम था 31 दिसंबर को. हमने 4 दिन के गैप में एडी को देखा कितना गैस हो गया था वो 75th मिनट के बाद। एडी की सबसे सारी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस इज़ द फैक्ट दैट ही आल्सो प्रेसेस अ लॉट, ही इज़ ग्रेट विद हिज मूवमेंट एंड एवरीथिंग। बट आई थिंक 75th मिनट के बाद वो डेड था एंड वी हैड नो अटैकर ऑन द बेंच दैट वी कुड ब्रिंग ऑन। एंड ये तो सिर्फ प्रीमियर लीग है। अभी एफए कप आएगा। उसके बाद फ़रवरी ऑनवर्ड्स यूरोपा लीग आएगा। आप एडी को नहीं खिला सकते हर गेम में यार। अगर वो 4 गेम में इतना थक रहा है, ठीक है ग्रेजुअली उसका स्टैमिना बिल्ड होगा, ही विल कीप गेटिंग बेटर बट ही विल आल्सो हैव द रिस्क ऑफ इंजरी एंड वी नीड टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट गेम्स बिटवीन अटैकर्स एंड प्लेयर्स। लोगों को रेस्ट देना पड़ेगा। ये एक मैराथन है लीग टाइटल के लिए। दैट इज़ व्हाई आई थिंक um we should invest on Felix. I think it's a no-brainer. I think Felix is the right way to go. I'll take some comments now, ठीक है? ओह काफी सारे आ गए. All right. I guess signing him for 50 million would be good. हाँ, if that is the obligation, it is ideal. Then 71 million का total package हो जाएगा. You think Jesus will be back in Feb? Yeah, you don't know with knee injuries, man. Especially MCL injuries. कभी कभी February हो सकता है, कभी March भी हो सकता है. But 3 महीने का टाइम दिया हुआ था. ऑफिशियली आर्सेनल ने कोई रिटर्न टाइम लाइन नहीं दिया है. जब शाका को इंजरी हुई थी, ना उसको एमसीएल इंजरी नहीं हुई थी, ना उसको एसीएल हुआ था, बट उसको कुछ नी इंजरी हुई थी. ही केम बैक इन लाइक 6 वीक्स. सो यू नेवर नो. वेस्ट हैम यूनाइटेड आर्सेनल फैंस बात करते रह जाएंगे और बोली फिलिक्स को भी ले जाएगा. ट्रू ट्रू यार. Todd Bowley will be all over this, but I think Chelsea is right now focusing on Enzo, so we have sort of a clear run. Depay would be a better than loaning Felix. I think if we don't get Felix, if United go for Felix, then Depay is our only option. Osimhen को लाओ यार, his injury record is worse than Zinchenko. भाई क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? If a loan, then bad deal rather than get Mudryk, but he is too expensive, and that's what, yeah. Um, देखो, if we miss out on João Felix, then we are desperate for Mudryk, and then we have to pay what Shakhtar is doing. We cannot not come out of this January window without signing anyone. एंड देखो यार, जनवरी में इतने मुश्किल फिक्सचर्स हैं, हमें साइनिंग्स जल्दी से जल्दी खत्म करनी है. वी कैन नॉट मेक दी साइनिंग्स आफ्टर वी प्लेड न्यूकासल एंड स्पर्स एंड देन यूनाइटेड एंड देन वी मेक द साइनिंग. भाई हम 9 में से 6 पॉइंट अगर गलती से हमने कहीं ड्रॉप कर दिया है, तो फिर क्या करेंगे हम उस प्लेयर का एंड में आके, राइट? इट्स नॉट दैट मच. यस, वही है. ऐसे एज अ यूनाइटेड फैन आई वांट टू आस्क द होल ऑफ आर्सेनल फैंस हियर, भैया ऊपर से प्रीमियर लीग कैसा दिखता है? अरे यार, it's a surreal feeling. We're trying not to get carried away, but yeah, we have to show serious ambition that we are ready to win this league. This is literally in our hands now. 7 points ka gap means we can lose our both games against City and we can still win the title. Felix has fallen 9 we should get a proper 9. Osimhen, nahi bhai, I think he's just too injury prone. At some point we will sell Enketia or any academy player to improve the squad. So yeah, to improve the squad with this trend, we shall buy. Maybe, dude. Maybe. Let's see who we sell. One injury to Eddie and we won't have a recognized striker. And then it's back to ESR false 9 or Martinelli at number 9. Desperation की बात नहीं है भैया. पैसे ही नहीं लाने के we sign him if Atletico lowers their asking price. नहीं यार. You guys always make the signing भाई. किसने सोचा था आप कैसेमेरो लोगे इतने पैसों के लिए? किसने सोचा था आप लेजांड्रो और एंटनी लोगे इतने पैसों के लिए? आपने इतने पैसे खर्चे हैं. एंड अगर आपके पास पैसे नहीं हैं, मैं कह रहा हूँ यार, आप लोग का बस 3 प्रोटेस्ट आ जाते हैं, ग्लेजर्स की फट जाती है और वो 40 मिलियन खर्च देते हैं किसी पे भी. तो आप पैसे पैसे का तो मत ही बोलिए. बट कह रहे हैं, रिपोर्टेड तो है, यूनाइटेड डोंट हैव द मनी टू स्पेंड, दैट्स व्हाई दे कुडंट गो फॉर गैक्पो. 37 मिलियन ही था अप फ्रंट, कर देते. न्यू ऑफर फॉर मुद्रिक? नो ऑफर फॉर मुद्रिक. इट्स जस्ट बिन रिबफ्ड एंड दे स्टिल आर होल्डिंग ऑन फॉर द प्राइस. देर होपिंग कि एज द सीजन गोज ऑन हम थोड़े डेस्परेट होंगे and we'll pay more. And we're hoping as the season goes on, hum less desperate dikhenge and they'll lower their price eventually. Get ESR back and Mudryk before NLT. Try ESR at false 9 against Oxford. I think he'll be back against Oxford, yeah. And I think ESR will be on the bench against Newcastle. Abhi tak although kuch news nahi aayi hai, we'll play. We'll see. ESR back, no, but let's see, man. If he's back on the bench for Newcastle, then he should play in the FA Cup. Joe Felix says, I want to play for Arsenal. Hey Tanmay bro, how are you, man? It's nice to see you, man. Um फीलिक्स कम दाम में आ रहा तो आजा, फ्री में ही ले लो प्लीज, क्लब को पैसे चाहिए, मुझे नहीं. या yes bro, same for Darwin Nunes. Benfica wanted 40-50, Liverpool ended up paying 100. Yeah, just ये देखो, ये सारे क्लब्स की स्ट्रैटेजी है. अभी बेनफिका ने एंजो को बेचने के बाद दे आर ऑलरेडी टारगेटिंग सम नॉर्वेजियन और डेनिश किड who's really really good apparently in the bid for selling him again for hundreds and hundreds of million later. ये सारे इंग्लिश टीम्स ने एक्चुअली ट्रांसफर मार्केट को इतना डिस्टॉर्ट कर दिया है ना. एंड अगेन इट्स चेल्सी दैट्स डिस्टॉर्टिंग द मार्केट अगेन, एंड आई रियली रियली डोंट लाइक इट. भाई एंजो फर्नांडिस को आप 120 मिलियन दे रहे हो, ही इज अ ग्रेट प्लेयर, अग्रीड. If Enzo Fernandez is 120, 130 million, how much do you think Odegaard is worth? Do you think your Real Madrid should be asking for 160 million for Odegaard? क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? Same with United. Anthony के लिए 90 million. Felix Man United में जाएगा, मुझे भी लगता है Justin. I also think Felix United जाएगा. Extra money in TV rights, yes. We need to figure out how to make this money, dude. Surprisingly, Eddie is older than Felix. Stan Kroenke is the richest post person thingy with approx 2 billion, and his wife is the owner of Walmart. I think Felix would want to play for a bigger club than Arsenal, like United, PSG, etc. पता नहीं यार. See, there are factors which will make him join United. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo ka path went through United, so that's a big factor. Bruno Fernandez's international teammate is a big factor. But again, yaar, we have a lot of Brazilians and Portuguese in Arsenal. They can talk to Joao Felix. Edu has a decent relationship with Jorge Mendes. Jorge Mendes and United don't have that great of a relationship. बट यार देखते हैं. देखो, ऐसी चीज़ों में ना कोई किसी का पता नहीं होता. um, देखो, प्रीमियर लीग काफ़ी कम्पिटिटिव है. काफ़ी सारे प्लेयर्स जो हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते थे 8-10 साल पहले बीइंग इन सर्टेन क्लब्स, वो हैं. Alexander Isak at Newcastle United, who would have thought that, right? Kieran Trippier, instead of choosing to go for a traditional Big Six club, went to Newcastle United. So यार बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो सकती हैं. आपकी ये ट्रेडिशनल नोशंस ऑफ व्हाट इज़ अ बिग क्लब एंड व्हाट इज़ नॉट अ बिग क्लब, आई थिंक will fall, and those who live in the past will stay in the past. So I think calling Arsenal a smaller club than United isn't fair. We're doing surprisingly well for ourselves, and we have an exciting project. देखो, again, जाओ Felix का सबसे बड़ा thing क्या है? He wants first team minutes, and we are a successful team that can give him first team minutes. And we are in London, dude. London and Manchester, chalo, they're not that far, but we are in London. London also plays a very important role, just like Paris does. Surprisingly, Eddie is older than Felix. True. Elanga ले लो लोन पे हमसे. भाई प्लीज हमें स्कैम मत करिए, प्लीज स्कैम मत करिए. Europa matches will be in March now. हाँ, but that's what I'm saying, right? We need at least a striker, and Jesus तब तक hopefully आ जाएगा. And getting Joao Felix on loan does not threaten either Eddie or Gabby, right? So yeah. Hey Abhinav, how are you, man? It's nice to see you again. Guys, if you haven't, please like the stream till now. 36 of you are watching. The loyal fan base is back. My Arsenal ke chahne wale are back. So it's nice to see you guys here. Please like the stream if you haven't. I'll really appreciate it. ESR for False 9. That is the absolute last resort if everything goes wrong for us. By monumental collapse time ho jayega wo. Daksh, if Felix comes, Mudrik will be difficult. Are you okay with that idea? Bhai, Eben, so wait, let me give you a second. If you read the Athletic article, देखो, this is the tweet by Orny. He says that Joao Felix, Man United, and Arsenal make contenders, both expressing firm interest in the 23-year-old forward, but nowhere near this package. In the Athletic article, and Gunner Blog is also saying we are interested in both Felix and Mudrik. Now, will it be difficult? Possibly. But from its reports, लगता है we are in for both of them. So I won't knock it out of the park that it's one or the other. For now, it looks like it's both. Um, yeah, I know. Again, we've discussed this. Newcastle and Spuds up next. I hope we have some revenge from last season where these teams were the cause which ended up losing the CL spot. And yeah, the fact that we defeated Brighton gives me a little bit of confidence कि थोड़ी boginess को हम हटा सकते हैं. But again, यार, it's a quick turnaround of games. आज फर्स्ट है, हमने 31st को खेला, सॉरी आज सेकंड है, हमने 31st को खेला था गेम, एंड हम थर्ड को खेलेंगे फिर से. I just hope players are fit, dude, because yeah, this is a lot of football in a short amount of time. Um, and I think uske baad we have a little bit of break before we play again. So Newcastle is a difficult game to negotiate. Hopefully we get it through. But all I want from this game is no injuries. And yes, of course, hopefully we can beat Newcastle. The advantage is we are at home. But we'll discuss the Newcastle game abhi after this Jao Felix wala saga. I truly believe Arsenal team can beat Man City. Let's see, dude. Man City has looked vulnerable, but that's the thing. This Man City team can lose against or draw against Everton and can absolutely thrash Chelsea and Man United. So at the end, it'll all average out. If they were supposed to beat Everton and lose to one of United and Chelsea, बात तो एक ही होगी ना if they beat both of them. So you never know, man. Sometimes City just steamrolls everyone. अरे यार, Bruno Dallo, Ronnie Factor is also for United, I think. Huh, that's true. And United are themselves in a great position, right? Um, United abhi fourth pe hai. They are 2 points behind Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken, on 4 points behind City, and some points ahead of Spurs playing a game in hand as well, or something like that is there. Like Newcastle se 2 point piche hai, but game in hand hai, and Man City se 4 point piche hai. So they are themselves in a great position, right? Agar wo 8th, 9th hoti, then it would have been very difficult for United. But fourth hai, on the verge of third, especially if Arsenal beat Newcastle. So United could go third, man. So again, it's a great destination. It's a great project in itself. And like you said, there are some factors like Bruno Dallo and Ronaldo. But it all depends on how we present our project to Joao Felix and how Eric Ten Hag does. I don't know if Eric Ten Hag wants Felix or he wants Depay. I guess the fans want Felix for sure. I really don't know what Eric Ten Hag wants. Reliable sources from Ukraine have said that Mudryk is potent to attack and deal will soon be done. I just think this is just media fluff, man. We would have heard something from the reliable journalists. Also need CM backup for Partey. Yes, man. Partey is crucial for this title, dude. He is playing at a level which, touch wood, I have not seen him play for Arsenal before, and he is very crucial for us this season. What is the new offer for Mudryk? नहीं है भाई, नहीं है, नहीं अभी तक कुछ नहीं है. A solid performance from Saliba against Newcastle. He needs to buck up, of course. We'll talk about that. Raj Singh, please आप spam मत करिए. It might take me a little bit time, but I will get through the comments and everything. PSG is not bigger than us. It is a big club. It also has a lot of history, dude. And the one factor which really helps PSG is that it's the only big team in Paris. Of course, there is Paris FC, but Paris FC second division mein khelti. It's the only league and team in the city of Paris. So it gets a lot of money. It gets a lot of fan following. So it is a big club as well. Could stay at Atletico. Atletico not reducing the demands for him, whether loan or permanent. Fuck Atletico, man. Kush is here in the Kush is here in the chat. Hey Kush. Daksh, if Felix comes, Mudryk will be difficult. Are you okay with that idea? Ebin, nahi. I think we'll get him. We'll get, like I said, we might get both. Okay, Anthony for 90 million is such a bad decision. So it's just an overpay. He's a good player, but he's not worth 90 million, dude. Are we taking Endika as a free agent? Nothing has progressed on that extent, but we might. That will probably just become clear. Not only about paying 120 million for young players, Enzo is bad for the market, it's bad for the player too. Unnecessary pressure. Exactly, Renny. So great point. Great point. Indica CB for France, agent Cedric. Okay. Hey, Crotex. As how are you? Nice to see you here. Will Saint Maxima play against this Tomiyasu का भूत बना दिया था last time? हाँ यार. Saint Maxima will most likely play. Joshua was saying that Saint Maxima and Callum Wilson both might play. उनको खिलाया नहीं था against Leeds, and they would want to bounce back. Callum Wilson himself, यार, is a very clinical striker against us. Goal मार देता है, and we need to beat Newcastle again. Home पे है game, so it is going to be a little advantage for us, and all we can hope is a fast start, dude. साका ने जो गोल मारा था लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट में, मार्टिनेली ने गोल मारा था, वी नीड अनदर गोल लाइक दैट. पार्टे को बोलो अपने फॉर्मर टीममेट को ले आए. I don't know if they have that kind of a relationship, man. But yeah, United have Bruno and Dalu or Felix friends, and Ronnie's factor is also present. Yes, yes, yes. We all agree on that. But I think that's not how football works, right? Lisandro is also Enzo's friend, teammate, but he's at Chelsea. Who's an Argentinian at Chelsea? I don't see an Argentinian at Chelsea. So, um, okay, okay. You think it'll be a draw? We'll do the preview, man. We'll do a preview, and looks like from the poll, 61% of you are okay with spending that money. I wasn't okay spending that money, but the more I think about it, the more I'm comfortable spending 21 million for Jao Felix. So I think we can end that discussion here. आपने डार्क देखी Netflix series? I just watched the first episode. It's a very interesting episode. It's just I don't have the time, man. But I get really invested into it. Us versus Newcastle, Man United, Bournemouth is on the same time. So Man United third spot soon, baby. Yes, looks like it. Bournemouth are struggling. I said United के लिए 3 games में जो post World Cup होगा would be easy. Nottingham Forest, Wolves, and Bournemouth. I think United की biggest दुश्मन again can be themselves, and the fact कि injuries can always play a part. देखो, you can't write off any team, right? Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. We all predicted an easy win for Chelsea. And Nottingham Forest drew. So let's never write off any team. चाहे वो कितनी भी बॉटम हो. Nottingham Forest कहाँ पे है टेबल पे? Nottingham Forest are 18th in the table. Yesterday they were 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, yesterday they were on 11 points, which means they're bottom of the table, absolute rock bottom of the table, and they still drew against Chelsea, right? So कुछ भी हो सकता है यार. Bournemouth, they are struggling. They haven't won any of their last few games. Abhi Bournemouth is in 15th. So I'm not saying कि United will have an issue. I think Rashford and Martial will be more than enough for them. But never say never, dude. Never say never. Okay, Asan, best of luck for your studies. Everyone, please like the stream as Asan says. And best of luck to you, Asan. Have a good study session. We beat them 3-0. We is if it's United, then yeah. Forest is not easy to play at home. Drew Chelsea and beat Liverpool. Yes, yes. Licha will be back for us. So I really will be surprised if he drop points. There is a very interesting stat which I heard today, was that United have not conceded a single goal in a game where Varane and Casemiro have started. Insane. Oba back on loan. Really? But he's not been performing. कल मैं अंकित भाई का stream देख रहा था Almighty Blues पे. He was damn pissed off with Aubameyang, dude. Have you forgotten we need a DMF backup for Partey? Very crucial position for this team to function. True, man. But I think not having a recognized striker is equally worse. If Eddie goes down, then it's curtains, dude. We don't know. I mean, dekho, as a collective, we are scoring a lot of goals, but Eddie is a very important part of this. If you remember, the fourth goal जो हमने मारा था Brighton के against, a big part of that was Eddie dropping in and dragging Lewis Dunk. Dunk था? Lewis Dunk with him. ठीक है. एंड देन ओडेगार्ड ने वो ब्रिलियंट पास खेला और मार्टिनेली ने लैम्प्टे की छोटी गांड जला के अच्छे से फिनिश कर दिया. It was really nice. That's the thing, right? At least we have Elneny at DM, which is, of course, a big fall off from Partey. But at least we have somebody who can play DM, right? And if it's the worst case scenario, bro, you play Xhaka there. You play Xhaka there. ठीक है. और भी खराब scenario, you play Sambi Lokonga there. Hey Asad, how are you, man? Nice to see you here. A3 says, didn't know my Enzo is signing for Chelsea when Madrid and Liverpool are behind him. Well, because he's gonna get a lot of money, dude. And we all forget the city matters a lot. Now, I'm not saying Madrid is a terrible city, but it is no London, right? Of course, Madrid has better weather. It's fucking capital of Spain, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, Madrid. And Liverpool, okay, Liverpool as a club is great. Merseyside, जो state है northwest का in England, is not the best place to be. Shaka at DM, PTSD, yes. But it's not यार, अभी तक pass नहीं हुआ है. Don't speak it into existence. That is all I'm saying. बस प्रे करो पार्टी स्टेज हेल्दी. हमने देखो पार्टी को हम अच्छे से मैनेज कर रहे हैं. लास्ट गेम में भी हमने 60 मिनट्स पे बेन वाइट को हटा दिया था, हमने जिनचेंको को हटा दिया था, हमने पार्टे को हटा दिया था. सो वी टुक ऑफ अ क्रूशियल प्लेयर्स और उनको सिर्फ 60 मिनट्स के आसपास ही खिलाया था. नाउ उसके बाद हमारी गेम थोड़ी ओपन हो गई थी, बट द फैक्ट इज हम न्यूकासल के लिए उनको थोड़ा खिला सकते हैं ज़्यादा. क्रूशियल गेम फॉर आर्सेनल. City are playing Chelsea and United next. I think This January will be very important for both City and Arsenal, because both of us are playing very big games. In fact, this top four race will also be very interesting. I think United are also playing City. United are also going to play Chelsea. So कोई ना कोई तो टॉप फोर में से रेस में से डेफिनेटिवली आउट हो जाएगा. If Chelsea lose against City and United, they are gone. They're out of the top four, and then they can only hope for a top seven or a top six finish, I would say. If City drop points, then Arsenal's main contenders become Newcastle and Manchester United for the title. But I don't think either of them can catch up to us. Of course, everything can change in a few games. If Arsenal lose to Newcastle, then if Arsenal lose to Man United, and if Arsenal lose to Spurs, then our season is in jeopardy, because City will make up points. Partey injury could kill us. Don't speak it into existence, bro. Don't speak it into existence. But yes, point taken. Partey injury is a very, very real possibility for us. The worst thing is he doesn't even have to be playing to get injured. Sometimes players get injured in training. Um, Zinchenko injury again could be a crucial factor. Eddie injury is a crucial factor. Odegaard injury is a factor. Odegaard gaya niche to fir who plays for Odegaard, right? Same with Saka. You can get Fabio Vieira, but Fabio Vieira kya karega? Ferran Torres आएगा. हाँ यार, I think eventually it's going to be that. I think if you want to, and if that Matteo Moretto report is true, then we should walk away. Like I said, if it is something we have decided not to pay, let's not waste any more time on this transfer window, right? Let's not waste any more time on Jao Felix, and let's just keep on moving. Before we move on, guys, this is my Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow me on Instagram on A for underscore Arsenal. I will try and be a little more regular on that, but for my main Twitter and Instagram, you can see it on the ticker at the bottom. And now let's talk about Arsenal versus Newcastle. मैंने सोचा था कि हम ट्रांसफर वाली चीज लेट्स गेट इट आउट ऑफ द वे, बिकॉज थ्रू आउट द प्रीवियस लाइव सब ट्रांसफर 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 करते रहते हैं. तो मैंने सोचा लेट्स स्पेंड अ गुड 40-45 minutes talking about the transfer and what we should do. But now let's talk about Arsenal versus Newcastle. Arsenal 7 points clear. Newcastle have not lost, it's a draw against Leeds. But to be honest, in the Premier League, I think a draw is as bad as a loss, unless you're drawing with a direct rival. अगर आप ड्रॉ करते हो, आप एक पॉइंट गेन करते हैं, which is just one more than a win. And if you draw 3 games, then it's just equivalent to 1 win, that is why I think you're better off losing 1 game and winning 1 game than drawing 3 games. It's equivalent, right? So अगर आप ड्रॉ 2 करोगे और आप एक हारोगे एक जीतोगे, then it's pretty much better to always win a game within every 2 games. खैर, ये था थोड़ा tautology. And now, what do we think about Newcastle? Nas, unfortunately, Joshua isn't here. Or if Joshua's here, say hi, Joshua, man. I haven't seen you in the chat. But it's going to be a very, very difficult game for us, dude. If I had to choose one between Mudrik or Felix, why would we choose one, man? If you're going for the title, and I think हमें इस थोड़ी mentality से निकलना चाहिए. We are fighting for the title. We haven't fought for the title in a long, long time. Last was the Leicester season, I would say. And हमें थोड़ी इस mentality से निकलना पड़ेगा that we should go for one or the other. We should go for both if we have the money, dude. मैंने जैसे दिखाया था 40 million the winning team gets if they win the Premier League. Why are we holding back? So I would go for both. But if just to answer your question, if we could afford both, I would go for Felix. Bhai, as a United fan, I want Arsenal to win the league. Thank you so much, bhai. Winning one, lose one is better than drawing 3 because 1 game less played. Yes, exactly my point. By the way, good to see a fellow Arsenal. Nice to see you, Asad. Asad, are you an Arsenal creator as well? If you are, please check out Asad Plays, man. I will check you out myself, and it's good to see if you're an Arsenal creator yourself. Newcastle versus City draw कहाँ पे हुआ था? देखना पड़ेगा बिप्रा, देखना पड़ेगा. Okay, let me check actually. न्यूकासल के मैचेस बर्नमथ, हिलाल, चेल्सी को हराया था न्यूकासल ने. न्यूकासल यूनाइटेड के साथ ड्रॉ करा था 16 अक्टूबर को. बर्नमथ के साथ ड्रॉ करा था. लिवरपूल से हारे थे 31 अगस्त को. मैन सिटी से 3-3 ड्रॉ था 21 अगस्त, एंड दैट वाज एट सेंट जेम्सेस. So the next Newcastle City will be at the Etihad. Has conceded the least goals scary, and Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Botman, all these guys are really, really good for Newcastle. Arsenal OP bhaiyo, of course, of course. Drew City at home, 3-3 game tha. Mudrik has that X factor, and I think so too, man. He's strong. He's very quick, dude. He's very, very quick. Manu, nahi, I think City will win the Carabao Cup. But let's talk about the Newcastle game. Like somebody mentioned, they have conceded the least goals. So that's a worry. Kieran Trippier is a great defender. Nick Pope is a decent goalkeeper, I would say, and a B plus goalkeeper at least. In the midfield, Joe Linton is good. We meet our old boy Joe Willock again, most likely. And Bruno Guimaraes, of course, the one destined to join Arsenal, ended up joining Newcastle United. And that's what I was saying, right? आपके जो traditional notions of top 4, top 6 हैं, ये खत्म होने पड़ेंगे because players like Bruno Guimaraes are going to Newcastle United. Callum Wilson will be there. Alexander Isak is still injured, unfortunately. Chris Wood नहीं खेलेगा, I'm guessing. I am guessing it will be Callum Wilson starting. I don't know if Saint Maximin will start on the left wing. अभी उनके लिए लेफ्ट विंग पे कौन खेलता है? राइट पे तो एल्मिरॉन है. सेंटर में अगर कैलम विल्सन है, लेफ्ट पे कौन है उनके? देखते हैं हम लास्ट गेम में क्या लाइनअप था. लीड्स के साथ निलोल था. दैट्स द थिंग गाइस, अगर इफ लीड्स कैन होल्ड ऑन, राइट, सो जोलिंटन प्लेड लेफ्ट विंग, ब्रूनो गिमरेश, Sean Longstaff and Joe Willock were the midfield. Dan Burn at left back. Sven Botman, Fabian Schär and Kieran Trippier. Almiron, Wood, Joe Linton. बेंच पे उनके पास कैलम विल्सन, सेंट मैक्सिमम भी आया था, जेकब मर्फी भी आया था, जमाल लुइस, मैट रिची, मंकियो, जमाल लसेल. बेंच पे उनके कुछ ज्यादा नहीं है, बट सेंट मैक्सिमम, कैलम विल्सन केम. आई एम गेसिंग इस बार एल्मिरॉन वगैरह हट गए थे. अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. मुड्रिक इज मेड फॉर आर्सेनल, सेज क्रॉस. Guys, there are few key things about this Arsenal versus Newcastle game. First of all, it's a yellow card situation. Saka is now one yellow card away from suspension. Saliba is one yellow card away from suspension. And I think there is one more player I am forgetting. So it is a difficult game for us guys. अगर हमारे if Saka gets a yellow card this game, which he can, let's be honest. जेसूस तो यार चल, जब तक जेसूस कम्स बैक तब तक वो येलो कार्ड वाली लिमिट रीसेट हो जाएगी. मैन यूनाइटेड गेम के बाद the yellow card limit will be extended to 10 yellow cards, and if anyone gets 10 yellow cards in a 2-game ban, if you get 5 yellow cards you get a 1-game ban. And I think Saka is at doubt and Saliba is at risk. Yeah, so both of these players are at risk. If they get a yellow card this game, which they can, it is entirely possible that they will miss the Spurs game. Next Spurs खेल रहे ना. So देखो यार, I mean, I would not want to play Spurs without Saliba or Saka. Definitely not without Saka. Saka has 4 yellow cards and only one player has. हाँ भाई, ये तो हमने देखा था भाई. It's difficult. Trippier and Schär as well. But यार हमें उससे concern थोड़ी है. अगर ये लोग अभी सस्पेंड हो गए होते आर्सेनल वाली गेम के लिए, then it would have made sense for us. But I think they got yellow cards anyway in that game against Leeds. The Saka wala yellow card issue is a huge thing, guys. Saka keeps getting fouled, doesn't get calls against them, then he decides to retaliate, which is well within his rights to do that. And he gets booked. He got booked for stupid things. Not stupid because he did them, because the rest are fucking stupid. He got a yellow for diving in some game. But yeah, देखो, it is all about a poison chalice. Unfortunately, rule change हो गया है, where if you get a yellow card in the Premier League, it will only apply to the Premier League. Otherwise, हम ये yellow card ले लेते सलीबा एंड साका के लिए, और उसके बाद हम ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनाइटेड के अगेंस्ट येलो कार्ड सस्पेंशन सर्व कर लेते. बट दैट इज नॉट द रूल एनी मोर. इफ यू रीच द येलो कार्ड लिमिट्स इन द प्रीमियर लीग, देन यू हैव टू serve that suspension in the Premier League. And I would not want to miss Saka against Spurs, and I would not want to miss Saka against United. बट इन 2 गेम्स में उसको ये येलो कार्ड तो मिलेगा ही फॉर श्योर, अगेंस्ट न्यूकासल और स्पर्स, एंड वही देखना है गाइस। अगेंस्ट ओके, टेल मी दिस, इफ यू हैड टू lose Saka for a game, if by some miracle, chalo, if by some miracle he doesn't get a yellow card in the next 2-3 games, then the all is good, bhai. All is good. If you had to miss Saka and Saliba for a game, which game will it be? I think Saka's better than Pele. I think you're a little too enthusiastic, man. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Who do you, where, which game would you want Saka to lose? Ideally, Saka को चलो येलो कार्ड मिल तो गया था. I would have preferred कि किसी scenario में he would have missed the Newcastle game and we play him against यूनाइटेड और स्पर्स. मैन सिटी गेम नहीं है भाई, बहुत बहुत दूर है. नहीं डन भाई, नहीं डन. नो, इट्स नॉट डन. इट्स जस्ट आर्सेनल वर्सेस यूनाइटेड. वी स्पेंट 40 मिनट्स टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस. खैर, आई वुड प्रेफर losing him against Spurs. I would rather him get a yellow card now in the Newcastle game and miss the game against Spurs, because North London derby away from home हम हारते हैं, हमेशा हारते हैं. यूनाइटेड के अगेंस्ट हमारे पास चांस है जीतने का. It's going to be a tough game. I would want both Saliba and Saka to be there. Saliba can miss against United home ground per hai match. I would rather not, dude. They have Rashford. Rashford versus Saliba is going to be an issue, but Rashford versus Gabriel is also an issue. Anthony भी है, और तब तक भगवान जाने उनके पास 3 हफ्ते में कौन सा प्लेयर. मे बी दे प्ले विद Felix also. देखते हैं यार. He should get a yellow in Spurs and him miss the Man United game as home we can deal with. But who will you play against Saka? No, that's the issue. अगर स्मिथ रो तब तक आ जाता है, then it's a different story altogether, guys. अगर स्मिथ रो आ जाता है, then we can cope, I would say. But Saka is still Saka, man. He's the best player this season, to be honest. I think Arsenal should sign Sergi Roberto. बढ़वा नहीं जा रहा मेरे क्लब से. आप और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंशन दे दिए ना, आप बुस्केट्स को भी दे ही रहे हैं. खैर, so I would prefer both of them missing the Spurs game because, to be honest, guys, नॉर्थ लंडन डार्बी जो भी टीम अवे होती है वो हमेशा हारती है. And this is not just a recent voodoo, it's been going on for a long time. We haven't beaten Spurs at their home in a long time. And last season भी उन्होंने काफ़ी easily हमें dispatch कर दिया था. And I don't think this time will also be any different. So that is a game I am sort of writing off. Perisic is vulnerable anyway. If ESR or Mudryk play, they will get. That's the thing, guys. This is what also becomes very important. If we are going to misplace because of yellow cards in crucial games, we need to sign Mudryk or Felix. Simple as that. ये सारे सस्पेंशंस, अब सोचो भाई, सिटी के लिए अगर फोर्डन फोर्डन वो हो जाए, they can get fucking Cole Palmer, they can get anybody, dude. Bernardo can play there. अगर मारेज हो जाए तो उधर राइट विंग पे और किसी को खिला लेंगे. स्ट्राइकर हो जाए तो जूलियन एल्वारेज खेल लेगा. यही होना चाहिए भाई. The confidence and Spurs form are in at the moment. We have got a good chance to win against them at their home. I mean, I hear you. Aston Villa won, but I think Spurs always show up for the North London derby यार. वो crowd इतना hostile होता है. स्पर्स प्लेयर्स को एनर्जी मिल जाती है, एंड स्पर्स को हमेशा पेनल्टी मिलती है हमारे अगेंस्ट. दैट इज द वर्स्ट पार्ट. हमारे अगेंस्ट किसी ना किसी तरह एक पेनल्टी मिल जाती है. अब जैसे याद है वो सेड्रिक ने सॉन को धक्का दे दी तो उस पर पेनल्टी दे दी थी. दैट शुड नॉट हैव बीन अ फकिंग पेनल्टी. फिर रॉब होल्डिंग ने कुछ एग्रेसिवनेस दिखाने की कोशिश करी, सेंट ऑफ. तो मतलब क्या ही है यार. कैसे हो भाई संकेत? बढ़िया भाई, बिल्कुल ही बढ़िया. वी विल बीट स्पर्स दिस टाइम. आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर. बट लाइक आई सेड, आई वुड रादर मिस साका एंड सलीबा फॉर द स्पर्स गेम, because like Mayank said, um, जितना उनका फॉर्म खराब चल रहा है, maybe we can cope with them. If not a win, at least we can secure a draw against them. I think that's what something we are capable of. But Newcastle ke against, I would line up pretty much the same way. As difficult it is, I'll play Zinchenko, although he will probably be against Almiron, and Almiron will probably skin him a lot of times. Gabriel Saliba, Ramsdale of course in goal. Right back pe Benny Blanco. Partey, I think हमारा lineup is time pretty much fixed है ना guys. I don't think we can afford to make any changes because we don't have players. The only change I would see is Marquinhos की जगह ESR को bench पे लाया जाए, or maybe you move Cedric out of the bench and you bring ESR. Kane is on 4 yellow cards. I had I had a dream. Imagine if they play without Kane. Richarlison भी नहीं है ना उनके पास, and I think Kulusevski and Bentancur भी injured हैं. So yeah, if I had to choose between Saliba and Saka, I would choose Saliba to get the yellow. Let's see, dude. I hope Saka doesn't get a yellow in and he gets a yellow in the United game, and then he won't miss anything. So that's great. One player from Chelsea, current squad apart from Reece James, you would love to have at Arsenal. I guess Mount or Kovacic. Yeah, Mount or Kovacic, I would say. Another time we can stop the Arsenal win streak. GGMU. You can try, man. It'll be a good game, like I said. But I hope both of our teams are playing at full strength. I hope none of your players get injured. I hope none of our players are suspended or injured. But that's why, man, I want to play United with the full strength team because I think they're actually a bigger danger to us than most people realize. And with the project going bang soon, I think they will become a formidable force. अगर मैं बोलूँ ओबामियांग, आप बोलते रहिए, मैं तो सोचूंगा भी नहीं. Who do you think, guys, is going to be crucial for us? Martin Odegaard, as you know, against Brighton, man of the match performance. Last 3 matches में he's been our man of the match. He's played so well. Arsenal के सब कह रहे थे कि भाई Arsenal when they come back from the World Cup, it's going to be a huge hiccup for us. Maybe Arsenal will not be able to perform. But now you can see that in the 2 games we've had, one home and one away, one was a London derby, not an easy game by any chance, and one was away at Brighton at Amex, a game which we have traditionally always lost. 7 goals मार दिए हमने भाई, 7 गोल मारे हैं, and we've conceded 3, and उस 3 में से भी 2 were pretty much because of sloppy errors and one was a penalty. So I think that Arsenal have come back in great form. We need to continue this form. For me, Martin Odegaard will be key. He will probably be against Joelinton. Joelinton Odegaard को काफी ज्यादा harass करेगा. He's going to be on him. So will Bruno Guimaraes be यार. Both of them great players. The thing we can't afford यार guys. आपने देखा ब्राइटन कितनी क्लिनिकल थी जब उनको 2-3 अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिली थी. And Brighton were dominant against us in possession. And same thing I can expect from Newcastle United as well. They will try and take the game to us in the early start. They will try and disrupt our rhythm, maybe put us under pressure, maybe even score early. But I won't be surprised if we score early again. I think we have the players. Kieran Trippier versus Martinelli is going to be a great competition. Kieran Trippier is a great defender. Eddie Nketiah versus Fabian Schär, great competition as well again. Um, एंड लुइस डंक तो आपको पता ही नहीं, डैन बर्न तो आपको पता ही है, बड़ा मुश्तंडा अगेन. So I think Newcastle is a very balanced side, and with clinical strikers like Callum Wilson, very potent goal threat. Joe Willock भी होगा, he'll be very interesting to see against us. साथ में Alan Saint Maxim है, देखना है Ben White. Ben White usually handles tricky players very well. I would not be surprised, guys, to be honest, कि if we bring Tommy Asu at left back. अगर Zinchenko ने किसी तरह he's fit for this game, which I think he will be. पता नहीं कितने टाइम बाद I've seen Zinchenko play 2 games in a row. I will not be surprised seeing Tommy Asu at left back because Salah के against हमने Tommy Asu को left back पे deploy करा था, and Almiron भी prefer करता है to cut inside and break into spaces. Almiron against Zini will be a good battle. I think Gabriel को भी काफी help करना पड़ेगा. I think that is going to be the opportunity for Newcastle. For me, if Newcastle uses the right flank really well, let's say Almiron drags Zini with him, या फिर Zini is caught out of position and Almiron cut inside करता है, and finally Gabriel को ही जाना पड़ता है हेल्प करने एंड Almiron को कट ऑफ करने. Callum Wilson के पास जो स्पेस बचेगा सेंटर ऑफ द फील्ड पे, Saliba has to be very careful and mindful. And I think this is going to be an interesting and important game for Saliba to get back to sharpness. Will he be completely sharp? I don't think so. आई थिंक वी विल स्टिल सी सम रस्ट फ्रॉम सलीबा. एंड ये जो 5th से 12th के बीच जो ब्रेक आएगा गेम्स में, आई थिंक सलीबा विल गेट बैक टू हिज बेस्ट इवेंचुअली during that break. Tomiyasu was stinking the place against Brighton and Hove Albion. Yes, that is true. Mitoma had him on skates and बहुत अजीब से रन करा था, but I guess that is also rustiness. Um, but I think यार this is expected. Some players come back with a different mentality. He also lost in a very difficult and disheartening way against किससे हारे थे penalties पे ये लोग, मैं भूल गया. Um, but yeah, dude, I think Tomiyasu will get fine. He is, see, call it bias, call it whatever. I think from whatever interviews and everything I've seen of Tomiyasu, he's a very hardworking guy. And more than that, the best attribute about him is he's very self-aware. उसको पता है वो क्या गलतियां करता है. So is Benny Blanco for that matter. But Tomiyasu knows that he has to work hard to get his place, and he will work hard. And hopefully, if he plays, he has a great game on the left flank, because I don't think Benny Blanco is getting rid of that right flank. उसने अपने वो right back को अपनी खुद की position बना दी है भाई. And what an amazing signing Ben White has been for us. Odegaard versus Bruno Guimaraes will be good. Yes, I think. Spain से हारे थे, right. Saka and Martinelli would have to help the fullbacks. I don't think so. I think, हाँ, I mean करेंगे यार. But Brighton के against भी हमने देखा था, कुछ ज़्यादा करा नहीं था. In fact, for the fourth goal, if you see, we all of Martinelli, Saka and Nketiah were right on their halfway line. So the rest of the team were defending. But ये तीन आगे ही थे, तो हम counter तो कर ही रहे थे. So let's see, dude. Zini helps us control the game at another level. He won't hold bench unless injured. That is true, dude. And I think whenever Zinchenko is fit, we will play Zinchenko. And same thing about क्या नाम है इसका, Gabriel Jesus. चाहे Enketia goes on a scoring run of scoring a goal every game since till Jesus comes back, Jesus will play. हमारा सिस्टम इतना बढ़िया है, हमारा सिस्टम इतना सॉलिड है, and Arteta is so committed to that system that form sometimes goes out of the window. And Nketiah, let's be honest, he's been really good for Arsenal, right? I think 12 starts, 12 goals. I don't think हम में से किसी ने एक्सपेक्ट किया था, बट यार उसके कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. My only concern is उसका स्टैमिना काफ़ी लो है, and he gets a little tired by the end of the game. And I think वही है, if we don't put the game to bed by the 70th minute, Newcastle can come back at any time, guys. That is my only concern. They have quality there, dude. हमें गोल तो मारना है, फर्स्ट हाफ में तो मारना ही पड़ेगा. We have to start fast. We have to get a couple of goals before our tiredness and lethargy sets in and Newcastle gets inevitably a goal back. देखो, हमारी clean sheets have been a huge issue for us. We haven't gotten many clean sheets at home. So I can hope the defensive coaches, the goalkeeping coach can sort out a lot of things. Another thing is Ramsdale. Ramsdale ने मुझे Brighton वाले गेम में थोड़ा सा worry किया था. I don't know what it is with Ramsdale. Sometimes he makes these amazing saves, but sometimes I feel like वो कुछ ज़्यादा ही जल्दी he goes in for a save or a dive and he just ends up flapping like this. Like वो जो मीटोमा वाला गोल था, I don't know what he was doing. Especially that second goal, it felt like चलो Rob Holding का deflection लग गया था second goal पे, but first goal should have saved. And another times देखो, he's great at collecting the ball in the air, but sometimes he just seems very unsure. He's great at shithousery. He's great at saving sometimes, but sometimes he's absolutely terrible at saving. So I don't know if it's a positioning thing. I don't know if he dives too early or dives too late or whatever it is, or maybe he overthinks. But Ramsdale is not performing at his peak. जैसे रेनिसू ने कहा है about penalties as well. He's not a great penalty shot stopper either. So पता नहीं यार. In fact, the only time somebody did not score a penalty against him was that Bruno Fernandes वाला. Remember when Bruno did that hop skip and वो post से लग के बाहर चली गई थी. Don't worry, we're smashing Newcastle. Great stream, gotta go by everyone. Yes, smash the like button. Thanks, Mayank yaar. Always great to see you drop by. So if Saliba gets a yellow, Blanco is placed with Tommy at RB. Saliba, Ramsey, Tommy are still in World Cup hangover. कौन सा Ramsey? Ramsdale, I guess you mean. Didn't play much at all, so we'll get better from now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bamford also missed penalty for Leeds against us. Yes, that's true. Um, but that's what, no, most of the times he's not a great shot stopper. Just like Hugo Lloris ne kal spill kiya tha, Hugo Lloris has a mistake in him. I think Ramsdale also has a mistake in him. Of course, by never, I never mean ki we should replace Ramsdale. I think he's a fantastic keeper and he's a young keeper, man. That is what Arsene Wenger का quote आपको याद होगा. You should, or sometimes when you pay for the education of a young player, चाहे वो सलीबा हो, चाहे आपका टॉमी हो, चाहे आपका रैमस्डेल हो, they will cost you points. But at the end of 25, 26, 27 years, you'll have a complete player. And I think ये हमने कोशेल्नी के साथ देखा था. ये हम होपफुली सलीबा के साथ देखेंगे, हम गैब्रियल के साथ देख रहे हैं कितनी मिस्टेक्स करता था, बट अब कितना क्रूशल है. आई थिंक अभी भी मिस्टेक्स करेगा, फॉर ऑल वी नो. बट इन अ कपल ऑफ ईयर्स मोर ही इज गोइंग टू बी अ कंप्लीट सेंटर बैक. मैं इसलिए ही कहता हूँ, चाहे कोई भी ट्रांसफर रूमर हो, आर्सेनल विल ऑलवेज हैव अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू साइन प्लेयर्स बिकॉज वी गिव देम फर्स्ट टीम गेम्स कंटिन्यूसली, चाहे वो कितनी भी मिस्टेक्स करें, because that is the Arsenal way, right? That is how you make superstars. अब आप देखो, कॉनर गैलेगर ने कल इतना बुरा गेम खेला. आपको लगता है एंजो फर्नांडिस की जगह अब वो एंजो फर्नांडिस को ले आएंगे बिकॉज दे फील दे डोंट हैव अ मिडफील्ड? यार, हमारे पास भी नहीं है ना. हमारे पास डिफेंस में अब सलीबा ने 2 गेम में कंटिन्यूअसली गलती कर दी. अब हम थोड़ी जा रहे हैं किसी को, एडर मिलिटाओ को लेने, और गेटिंग लाइक अ थियागो सिल्वा और गेटिंग अ पेपे और व्हाटएवर इट मे बी, समबडी एट गुड एट सेंटर बैक, समबडी इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड. वी लेटिंग पीपल मेक मिस्टेक्स, एंड समटाइम्स पीपल विल मेक मिस्टेक्स ऑल थ्रू आउट द सीजन. ऐसे कोई डिफिकल्ट बात नहीं है. अभी अब फाबियो वियरा को देखो. फाबियो वियरा ने कुछ मैजिकल नहीं करा है. मतलब ही स्कोर्ड दैट अमेजिंग गोल एट ब्रेंटफोर्ड, 3-0 वाली विक्ट्री पे, but he's not set the world alight. But whenever he gets the opportunity, he'll still continue to play. Sambi के साथ will still stick for a while. We even give him game time in the cup games, but we will not suddenly be like, नहीं नहीं नहीं, इस बंदे ने हमें points cost करे हैं, we need to move him out. आपका comment ले लें संकेत भैया. सोचा अगर सुपर कप हुआ आर्सेनल वर्सेस रियल मैड्रिड, तो तो आप कॉन्फिडेंस होगा. अगर सुपर कप हो गया वर्सेस मैड्रिड वर्सेस आर्सेनल, तो देन भाई इट्स गोना बी अ ग्रेट ग्रेट गेम. टीसीएसबी के साथ करेंगे, मैड्रिड पंडित्स के साथ करेंगे, सबके साथ कोलैब करेंगे. बट let's see, dude, let's see. Europa League is also not easy to win. There is Barca, Man United, and of course a host of other good teams that we need to beat. Spurs and Chelsea drop points. Yes, indeed, indeed. um Sambi against Newcastle was magical last season. Which game was that? I think. I was thinking Partey versus City. Partey versus City was also great. Harry Kane waited 20 minutes to get the first touch against. That was an insane stat, भाई कुणाल. 20 मिनट तक बॉल टच नहीं करी हैरी केन ने. भाई सोचो, दिस इज कॉल्ड डिपेंडेंसी ऑन वन प्लेयर, राइट? हम ओबामयांग पे तो डिपेंडेंट थे, ये लोग कुलुसेव्स्की पे कितना डिपेंडेंट है. और मैंने सुना है कि यार, चलो अनफॉर्चुनेटली अब कुलुसेव्स्की हैज एन ऑप्शन टू गो टू स्पर्स, बट इमेजिन इफ दे डोंट टेक दैट ऑप्शन. आई वुड लव हिम एट आर्सेनल. आई वुड लव कुलुसेव्स्की एट आर्सेनल, द होम फिक्सचर. एंजो टू चेल्सी, हाँ यार, इट्स गोना बी डन. इट्स गोइंग टू बी डन. मैं तो हमेशा ही कहता था एंजो मेरे को चेल्सी जाते दिख रहा है. I also think Mudryk will come to Arsenal. I think Felix will go to United. That is my gut feeling. Until now, my gut feeling regarding transfers has not been wrong, except the Gakpo thing. I think nobody saw that coming. Gakpo going to Liverpool. Um, so yeah, I think we will go for Mudryk, and I think Mudryk's going to be our only signing this summer. I don't think we're going to pay so much for João Felix for 4.5 months. Although I am of the opinion, I think from the poll, most of you are of the opinion that we should pay so much money for João Felix. Okay, let's get into the predictions. Like Sanket has already kicked us off. Your prediction is Arsenal 1, Newcastle 3. Very interesting, Sanket. Very interesting. Again, not beyond the realm of impossibility. You would want Felix as Rucher. Okay. Felix would be at Arsenal. I would love for that to happen, Rucher, but it doesn't look like it, to be honest. I don't think we'll spend so much money, but I think we should. Yes, masterclass, man. Amazing recruitment, Avish. Amazing recruitment by Liverpool. In summer transfer window, which midfielder is better for United? It depends on where United finish, dude. To be honest, it depends where United finish. बाकी मैचेस स्क्रीन शेयर कर दो, राइट? ओके, लेट मी गो फॉर द प्रीमियर लीग स्केड्यूल. अभी मैं आर्सेनल की गेम्स में हूँ, but let's go to Premier League schedule. No, not Newcastle history, man. Okay, today we have a couple of games, if I am not mistaken. Or do we have only one game today? You just have one game. Very interesting. Okay, screen share. Hmm. Kunal says 2-1 to Arsenal. Ruche says 2-1 to Arsenal. Aisho Speed says 3-1 to Arsenal. Avish says 2-2. Mark my words, Newcastle stop Arsenal. Okay, Sanket, your words have been marked. And if they turn out to be wrong, then your words will be unmarked. Nothing much. Tip after matches play ratings करा करो. चलो यार, ये भी आइडिया अच्छा है. Not bad, not bad. Brentford Liverpool is today. राइट, इट्स द गेम एट 5:30 GMT. आपके उधर होगा 10 बजे के आसपास. क्या लगता है गाइस? लिवरपूल ब्रेंटफोर्ड. दक्ष भाई कैसे हो? अभी यूनि से 3-0 टू द आर्सेनल. यस सफवान, ग्रेट. आई एम गुड. आई होप यू आर गुड. आई होप यू हैड अ गुड डे एट uni as well. Thank God United did not go for Conte. I think Conte is a great manager at United. He would have done really well. Okay, Brentford and Liverpool, guys. What do you think? I think it's going to be a draw. नहीं, मेरे को नहीं लगता पेलेगी. I think Gakpo will start. I think it will be a 2-all draw. I think we'll see a little more shakiness from Darwin Nunes. I think we might see Salah goal as well as a Gakpo goal, or maybe a Salah brace. Who knows? Yeah, 2-2 is what I also feel, Eben. I think, but let's not forget there is, oh no, Gakpo Daksh bhai. Acha, 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 acha. There is also no even Tony, if I am not mistaken. Oh no, no, actually, news report ethical that the muscular injury is not as serious as feared, but it could just be media fluff, or it could be that Tony is there. But despite, regardless of that, if Tony is not there, then I see Liverpool winning comfortably. If Tony is there and he plays the full game very comfortably, I think Brentford can score a couple of goals. Let's not forget Mbeumo bhi hai unke paas. So decent player. Their midfield is also decent. David Raya is one of my favorite keepers. So David Raya was good. 1-2, 50-50 for Tony. Yeah, man, 50. या तो खेलेगा या नहीं खेलेगा. Brentford 3-2. Liverpool wins, says Noel. Um, Gakpo not starting. Paperwork not completed. Okay, okay, okay. 1-1 draw. Um, yeah, man. I am leaning towards a draw, but I will not be surprised if Liverpool pull out a win. They tend to usually do. Of course, one thing which would not be okay for Liverpool is in the manner they won the game against Leicester. 3 गोल्स पड़े थे उस गेम में, तीनों में से एक भी लिवरपूल ने नहीं मारा था. बट आई थिंक लिवरपूल ने शॉट क्रिएशन एंड चांस क्रिएशन करा था. बस इट वाज जस्ट वुड फेस की थोड़ी सी, आई वुड से कैलिसनेस, जिसकी वजह से लेस्टर ने कर दिया था. ब्रेंटफोर्ड काउंटर अटैक इज डेडली, बट आई डोंट थिंक इट्स मोर डेडलियर देन लिवरपूल्स, डूड. सो लेट्स सी. उसके बाद लेस्टर एंड फुलम. आई थिंक लेस्टर वुड वांट टू गो बैक to winning ways, but they will be a little bit struggle. Fulham, of course, in decent form themselves. I think Mitrovic will be key again. So will Andreas. मोहक भाई को बुलाना आर्सेनल का वॉच अलोंग पर मजा आएगा. मैं तो बुलाऊंगा यार उसको. I'll call him, but देखते हैं. Sometimes मोहक भाई is busy. I'll call him. देखते हैं, देखते हैं. Then, of course, the game we are all talking about, Arsenal versus Newcastle. What is my prediction in it? I think it'll be a 2-1 win. It'll be a hard fought 2-1 win. I think Newcastle will score first in the first half. We'll not score for the 60th minute, and then हम 2 goal मारेंगे. So yeah, for me, it's a 2-1 to Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. I will be happy with the 1-0 to the Arsenal. Even if it's a dodgy penalty, I would be happy, ecstatic beyond belief. Left flank was flat for Leicester versus Liverpool. Yes, that is true, which is why they had Gakpo, but now Gakpo is not playing. 1-1 draw, says Shaswat. If this is Arsenal Newcastle, then sure. मेरे को लग रहा है हम जीतेंगे यार. I think we are in banging form right now. And as good as Newcastle has been, they will be wary against us. But this Newcastle drew against Man City, dude. अर्लिंग हालैंड को उन्होंने रोका है. तो मुश्किल तो है, मुश्किल तो है. Where do I live? I live in Ireland. So this is all GMT. Greenwich Mean Time. We will win by 2 goals, says Safwan. Chalo, bye bhaiya, bye Sanket. Your words have been marked, I remember. Kim Min Jae to United, my thoughts in summer as a free agent. Let's see, dude. Napoli is notorious for rinsing players. I think वो कुछ option कर देगी. And if Kim Min Jae is free, then there will be a lot of other clubs who will also be there. But Kim Min Jae as an option for United is great. Maguire को replace कर सकता है, Lindelof को कर सकता है, and of course आपके पास Lisandro and Varane तो हैं ही हैं. So you will have amazing depth at centre back, and I think Kim Min Jae can also play right back, just like Ben White. We have been unbeaten at home since April. Fortress, and who did we lose at home in April? That is the question, right? Who did we lose against? If I'm not mistaken, it must have been Newcastle. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I don't remember. मुझे याद भी नहीं करना. हालैंड को रोका नहीं था, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. 3-3 हुआ था. हाँ, मतलब हालैंड ने स्कोर कर दिया था, बट हमारे पास हालैंड नहीं है ना. उन्होंने 3 गोल मारे थे सिटी के अगेंस्ट. देखते. हाई स्कोरिंग 3-2 आर्सेनल विन मेरे हार्ट के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. 3-3 ड्रॉ अगेंस्ट सिटी वाज मैसिव, मैसिव भाई. लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट जस्ट हारे थे वो. 1-0 to Arsenal. Newcastle be tough, no doubt about it. United should sell Maguire. Who will buy Maguire is the question. A3. ASM nahi khilati Newcastle. He was a difference maker against City. I think he will play. At least that's what Joshua thinks. He thinks both ASM and Wilson will play. Newcastle away hare, not home. Right. I mean, this was at... नहीं, Newcastle home पे था भाई. नहीं, हाँ, Newcastle were at home. The next game will be at Etihad. Kim Min Jae not free agent. He has 45 million release clause, but Napoli are looking to offer him a new contract. देखो ये मेरे को नहीं पता भाई. If you have to drop points, then let be against Newcastle, not against Spurs or United. I think we'll pick up points against Newcastle. I think we'll drop points against Spurs, and I think we'll pick up at least 1 point against United. Although if we beat Newcastle at home, I think we'll beat Newcastle at United. Oh, sorry, I think we'll beat United at home. So yeah, Marcus Thuram to United. देखो भाई विवेक, ये सारे आते रहेंगे रूमर्स वगैरह. मार्कस थूरम, आप उसको लेफ्ट मिड पे खिलाएंगे, यू ऑलरेडी हैव रैशवर्ड. आप उसको सेंटर फॉरवर्ड खिलाएंगे, ठीक है, फेयर इनफ. बट इज ही अ लॉन्ग टर्म प्रॉस्पेक्ट फॉर यूनाइटेड? आई डोंट नो मैन. आई थिंक दे विल गो फॉर समबडी हु इज अ लिटिल मोर डायनामिक, बट अगेन अ डिसेंट ऑप्शन. ब्राइटन ने हराया था अप्रैल में. देखो न्यूकासल हारी है गेम्स. इट्स नॉट दैट न्यूकासल नहीं हारी है गेम्स. इफ यू चेक इट राइट हियर, third in the table, man. Insane. अरे मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? Right. So if you watch Newcastle की games, Newcastle won against Leicester 3-0. They won against Bournemouth 1-0. रेयो से जीत गए थे. अल हिलाल से 5-0. चेल्सी से जीत गए थे. EFL थर्ड राउंड पे जीत गए थे. साउथहैम्पटन से जीते हुए हैं. विला से 4-0 जीते. टॉटनहम से 2-1 जीते. न्यूकासल एवर्टन से 1-0 जीती. यूनाइटेड के साथ 0-0 ड्रॉ था. This is how far we have to go for Newcastle to see the last game they did not win. अभी तो लॉस की बात नहीं हुई है. न्यूकासल ब्रेंटफोर्ड से 5-1 जीती. 5-1 अगेंस्ट ब्रेंटफोर्ड. फुलम से 4-1 and Bournemouth से 1-1. Liverpool was the 31st August was the last game that Newcastle lost. So it's not an easy game by any means. So yeah, Newcastle, very difficult game, bhai, especially if they've lost only in August. But this is us. We are a different challenge. We bring a different challenge to Newcastle, and hopefully, guys, we can win. Hopefully, we can win. Everton, Brighton. I think Brighton will win this one. Everton are looking to sign Anthony Elanga, I've heard. पता नहीं क्या सोच के कर रहे हैं, but United will be happy with that deal. They get money, Elanga gets to develop, and Everton gets to make another useless signing. But I think Brighton will win this one comfortably, at least a 2-0. I think McAllister should also be back, won't be surprised. Bournemouth United, easy 3 points for United. Again, I think it'll be a comfortable 2-0 draw, or 2-0 win for United. But our draw would not be too far. I think, like I said, if Nottingham Forest, the bottom place team, can beat Chelsea, Bournemouth can show up against Man United, but I think United will not have any trouble, especially if Lisandro Martinez is back and if Varane are back. I think they will not concede at all. United's only issue is going to be scoring. लास्ट गेम में मार्शल के पास काफ़ी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ थी, एंटनी के पास काफ़ी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ थी. ओनली टुक अ स्पेशल मोमेंट ऑफ क्या कहते हैं, मोमेंट ऑफ मैजिक फ्रॉम मार्कस रैशवर्ड टू get United that win against Wolves. Southampton and Nottingham Forest. I think Southampton loses this one, man. Southampton have been absolute shit. So yeah, Leeds and West Ham. I have no idea how this game is going to go. Both teams can show up on their day. Both teams can lose on their day. As for Villa and Wolves, I think Villa will win. Unai Emery will continue his good form, but Julian Lopetegui can take a lot of heart from that game against United. उनके खुद के भी काफी सारे चांसेस थे एंड फाइनली टू गेम्स जो हैं राइट टू गेम्स राइट या क्रिस्टल पैलेस एंड टॉटनम आई थिंक टॉटनम लूजेस अगेन एबेरिचे एजी ओलिसे ये सब लोग गोल मारेंगे जहा गोल मारेगा I think by this time Tottenham will seriously start looking at some sort of transfers and I won't be surprised if they go for a player like Zaha. Chelsea Man City is going to be an interesting game. I will be hoping that Chelsea pip Man City guys because in the eventuality कि हम हार जाए न्यूकासल से which is again it's not too stupid to imagine right. अगर हम न्यूकासल से हार जाएं then we need City to drop points. Of course that would mean for the league table कि okay in the eventuality we lose Newcastle will be on 37 points above Man City. Wow. And Man City will be at 36 if Chelsea beat them. I want Chelsea to beat them. पता नहीं कैसे करेंगे. It'll have to be a draw for City again. I hope City drops points. That's all I want. I want them to drop points. Um, no matter how Spurs and Chelsea are playing, they always have City's number. And that's true, man. But I think an angry City, a City that wants to win, they demolish teams. Bhai. This City demolished 6-3 Manchester United को 6-3 और जिस लेवल पे चेल्सी खेल रही है जैसे कल खेली थी ब्रो आई एम नॉट किडिंग सिटी कैन स्कोर 5 and 6 अगेंस्ट चेल्सी उनका डिफेंस लुक्स शेकी कैपा चलो जो भी है एस्पिलिक्वेटा नो चांस रीस जेम्स जब तक नहीं है कुछ सीन नहीं है बेन चिल्विल तो आउट ऑफ फॉर द सीजन है कुकरा इज नॉट दैट ग्रेट for Chelsea at least. Koulibaly looks like a shadow of himself. Thiago Silva is the only reliable one and मेरे को नहीं पता third centre back कौन खेलेगा. Midfield में Chelsea does not look like they have a midfield that can control and City का सबसे dominant aspect ही midfield है. I don't see City dropping points. I really hope Kai Havertz shows up again भाई. Why 5 bro? Why not 10? नहीं आई थिंक दैट्स अ लिटिल टू फार फेच्ड बट यार आप जैसे हालैंड का फॉर्म देख रहे हो देखो मैं बिल्कुल फैक्चुअली बोल रहा हूँ आई एम नॉट ट्राइंग टू बैंटर चेल्सी हियर चेल्सी का सबसे बड़ा जो कंसेंसस लग रहा है चाहे आप अंकित भाई के वॉच अलोंग्स देखो चाहे आप किसी और के भी वॉच अलोंग्स देखो एनी चेल्सी फैन द कंसेंसस इज दैट Chelsea does not have a midfield to control a game. Mukoko in United thoughts. I think it's nahi bhai. Again, it's just a rumor bhai, Vivek. I don't think it's going to happen. I just think if you don't have a midfield to control a game and your opponent has one of the best midfields in the league in Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan and अभी जो नया उनका बच्चा आया क्या नाम है उसका नाम भी भूल गया मैं उसका छोटू सा डायनामिक बच्चा that guy Rodri. So how do you compete against that man? I think Badiashile will be available. Let's see, dude. Let's see. Badiashile again, 21 years of age, new league. It takes time to get used to everything. But Benoit Badiashile, he's an okay signing, man. I would say he's an okay signing. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. I don't know आपको स्क्रीन कितना दिख रहा है. अगर आप फुल स्क्रीन पे हैं तो आपको शायद से काफी दिख रही होगी. टेबल नहीं दिख रही तो मैं थोड़े आपको एक्सपैंड करके दिखा देता हूँ. This is the league table as of now. Arsenal 5 in a row. Great stuff from us, guys. Great stuff. If Chelsea beats City, if Chelsea beats or even draws with City, to be honest, we win our game against Newcastle, we'll be 9 points clear of Man City, dude. That is insane. How would I want this week to go? I would want United to win. I'd want us to win. I'd want Chelsea to win. And I want Liverpool to win. That is all what I would want um, from this game week. Rico Lewis, yes, Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis. He's a good player, man. Apparently, Pep really, really likes him. But yeah, man, my eyes will be on our game. My eyes will be on City versus Chelsea. I think they will win. I think if we drop points against Newcastle, there will be an added incentive for City to go out and win, and they'll win convincingly. ट्रक्स रक्स जा रहे हैं एंड अब मेरे भी जाने का टाइम हो गया है. So thank you so much for joining in. We talked about João Felix, about how I think and how a lot of you in fact think that we should pay that 21 million fees for João Felix. I'll wrap this up again by saying we should not wait too long. We have some very important games coming up. Ideally, we should have had a deal for Mudryk wrapped up by now, so he could have played in Newcastle, or at worst, he could have played against Spurs. But doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But this is the Premier League. This is the transfer window. This is football. कभी भी कैसे भी कुछ खत्म हो सकता है. लिवरपूल ने इतनी जल्दी गैक्पो को साइन कर लिया. आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट हमारे इतनी क्विक साइनिंग्स होंगी. But we need players, dude. We can't move forward this month with just this squad. काफी सारे risks हैं. And I think Arteta and Edu are smart enough to recognize that. And I'm sure there are some things happening in the background जो हमें नहीं पता. Whether it's stopping a deal or progressing a deal, whatever it is, I don't know. But we can all hope that we beat Newcastle. It's going to be a huge game for us. Newcastle, a great team in form. And let's hope our front three, our front four are clicking again. And just like always, every time you guys say GGMU, some say keep the blue flag flying high, some say you never walk alone. But on this channel, we always say, come on, you Gunners. Thank you so much.